So what do you want to talk about?
I thought we'd do hobbies and sports and stuff, so painting miniatures is a good start because we've both got quite a lot of interesting hobbies and sports, and it's a fairly easy topic for somebody who's learning English.
Okay.
So, what are your hobbies?
What are my hobbies?
How many are there? There's quite a few.
There's many. I enjoy weightlifting. I like to paint miniatures, Warhammer 40k ones, and any sort of monstery thing that I can get my hands on. I also like musical theatre. I do shows quite regularly with the local society.
What show are you doing at the moment? What's your latest?
At the moment, I'm not in anything.
Okay.
But I do have an audition in a few weeks' time for Brassed Off.
Oh, okay, right. I've not seen that. I know it's... Go on, tell me what it's about, because I can't remember. I've heard of it, but...
It's about a coal mining company. They're about to get shut down.
Yeah.
But all the men that work there are also in a brass band.
That's it. I did watch it. Yeah, it was a 90s film, was it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I did see it.
Yeah, so it's about them fighting the coal mine bad guys and trying to get to the final of the brass band competition.
Oh, that sounds fun.
It's all rather lovely.
What part are you going for?
I can't remember her name, but it's the only woman in it.
Really?
Yes.
Right.
Basically, she used to live in the village. She moved away for a while. She's a really good trumpet player, so when she moves back, she wants to join the band.
Okay.
So she does, and then they find out that she actually works for head office.
Right.
And she's one of the people trying to shut the thing down. So.
Can you play the trumpet?
I have learnt a little bit.
Really?
Yeah.
Are you going to have to play on stage?
No. I just mime. There will be a trumpet player in front of me doing it for me.
That's probably a good thing.
Yeah. All I can play is the beginning of 2001: A Space Odyssey.
Okay.
So I can go do 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 do, and that's it.
So, what was your last show? When did you last do one?
Last did one end of April. It's only a few weeks ago, and that was Sister Act.
Oh, I like that too. Yeah, I've definitely seen that several times.
Yes, that's a very fun show, and the costumes were insanely heavy.
Really?
So many sequins.
Oh, okay. So not the nun's habit then? Were you a nun?
Yeah, we were nuns for most of it until about halfway through, and then it's still a habit, but it's a habit covered in sequins.
Oh, really?
With massive sleeves.
Right.
So yeah, it was a good shoulder exercise.
Well, the weightlifting will come in handy then.
Yeah. Very much. Everybody else was going, oh,
yeah,
and I'm like, no, this is fine.
Muscles.
Yeah. Only small ones.
I like weightlifting as well. My weights are over there.
So you have won competitions?
I have only one. I want to do another one. I do want to compete again, but time. Where's the time? But that's, I keep saying it was going to be a goal for this year, and then I just thought, I got way too much on. So maybe a goal for next year. Yeah. Trouble with bodybuilding, you've got to start about a year before the competition, because you can't just go, hey, let's go on a 12-week diet and then go in a competition, because if you've got no muscle, then there's no point. No. So you start about a year before, make sure you've got some muscle, and then diet, and then do the competition. But I just haven't been able to stick to anything.
Oh, find some time.
I do too many things, that's the problem.
You do?
I've just got too many hobbies.
So what are your other hobbies then?
Language learning at the moment, that's a big one right now. I'm going to Germany this year.
Oh, nice.
Have I told you that?
No.
I don't think I've told you that. Because I've been practicing German for ages. I've got a couple of language exchange partners that I've been talking to every week for the last year or so. And I'm going over to Germany in September.
Wow.
To really test my German.
Okay.
I'm going on my own, and I'm staying in an Airbnb in someone's house. So I will have to speak German. There's no English speaking hotel staff or anything like that. So it's to force me to speak German and actually.
Cool. How long are you going for?
Just a weekend. I'm going on the Friday morning, coming back Sunday night.
Right.
I'm really looking forward to it. I'm actually meeting up with one of my language exchange partners.
Yeah.
So that'll be fun.
Awesome.
Yeah. Going to Munich.
You're still learning Japanese as well?
I am still learning Japanese. Yeah, I am. And I have a Japanese language exchange partner. I don't feel like I'm making a huge amount of progress on that, but it's because I don't put enough time in.
Right.
So
You need a holiday to Japan then?
I do need a holiday to Japan, but that's a little more expensive than a weekend in Munich. So, yeah, I've looked at that. You need thousands. That's the plan, though. I'm planning maybe in about 10 years' time when the kids are either old enough to leave at home or old enough to come with me and not moan about everything.
Yeah.
Because at the moment it would be, oh, why haven't we got any food that we like? Why do I have to walk so much? And I don't want to go and look at old buildings. And so, yeah, I'm waiting till they're either old enough to appreciate it properly, or I can just leave them at home and go, bye. I'm going anyway. Don't care if you want to or not.
That sounds like a good plan.
Yeah. So I need to be fluent in about 10 years. So it's a long-term plan.
That's doable.
Yes, it is definitely doable.
You should watch Shogun.
Shogun, is that anime?
No, it's on Netflix. It's like Game of Thrones, but set in feudal Japan. And it's all in Japanese with subtitles.
I was watching a drama kind of love story thing earlier today. I've watched little bits of loads of them, but I've only found one that's actually hooked me on the story. Thought, right, I really want to watch the whole series of this. So I am into watching that at the moment. Still, I watch it with subtitles, and then I'll go back and watch it again without subtitles and see how much I can remember or how many words I recognise.
Yeah, but that's a good one. You think, oh, they haven't got a plan, everyone's going to die.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden you're like, oh.
That was the plan.
That's the plan, okay. It's very good.
No, that sounds good. I'll have to have a look at that. See, look at our window.
That's kind of a hobby.
Hobby?
Kids,
that's
driving them around
to
all their various hobbies.
Yeah, they have hobbies that I have to take part in. I have to take them to everything.
Yeah.
And I have to pay for them. So ice skating's an expensive hobby. I'd probably have a go at that. It looks really fun, but the price for lessons for 3 of us is just a bit out of reach.
Yeah.
Can't justify it.
No. If they do their shows, do you have to make costumes?
I don't know yet. They've not done the show yet. Maybe it's a possibility.
Right. So sewing could be a new hobby.
It could be. I've already started looking on Vinted to see if there's some second-hand skate dresses and stuff. So I should hopefully be able to get them at a reasonable price. But yeah, I don't fancy making them.
No.
Not if I have to sew on individual sequins.
Yeah.
Do you have to make your costumes?
Sometimes. If there's like a scene, like in Sister Act, there was a scene where we were in a bar.
Yeah.
Just hanging out, just as normal people, not nuns. So they asked us if we could supply our own 70s outfit.
Oh, okay.
So got around a few charity shops, find some flares and a funky shirt sorted.
I didn't know it was 70s. Is it not?
Yeah, the musical version set in the 70s.
Oh, okay.
I think the film is set when it was made.
It's quite 90s, the film.
Yeah.
The kids that are hanging out on the street in their big baggy jeans and baseball caps, they all look quite 90s.
Yeah, I think they've moved the musical back.
Oh, okay.
Don't know why.
Yeah, I wonder why. That's a bit weird, isn't it? Oh, are you doing any races this year? Like any type of race, like inflatables, obstacle races, running races, what sort of race?
Possibly. I was going to do the colour run in Huddersfield.
Oh, what's that?
It's a 5k run, and there's a few little obstacles, like just hay bales and stuff.
Yeah.
But as you run around and get sweaty, there are lots of people on the sideline that throw chalk powders at you. So you start off beautifully clean, and then you finish multicoloured, looking fabulous.
That sounds fun.
So yeah, I was thinking of doing one of those. The inflatable assault course is back.
Yeah.
So I'm going to book in for that.
That did look really fun.
I haven't got tickets yet though. I need to get organised.
Whereabouts is that?
Somewhere near York, but not.
Okay.
It's just like outside of York, on my side of it. So my friend that does marathons is still trying to get me to do a marathon.
Yeah.
He wants me to do the Belgian marathon next year.
Oh, okay. Do you fancy that?
Maybe.
Maybe.
I want to do like half first before I do a full one.
Yeah, do a half. I really love halves. They're really achievable. Like you can train for a half in about 6 months from virtually nothing. Because I did that after I'd had the girls. I'd done no running at all for months and months and thought, right, I need a big stupid goal. So half marathon in 6 months. That's really doable, but I've never actually got to a full marathon. Yeah. I want to, but every time I start, something gets in the way. It's like the training process is just too long and things get in my way in that time. So I just never get around to it.
Yeah, the thing that I've found the hardest is boredom.
Yeah,
when you run for such a long time, I get bored. So like at the moment, about 10k is about as far as I can go, and then I'm just like, I'm not tired, but I want to stop.
Fed up. Yeah, I like to go on different routes every time. Like I probably know every route within 7 or 8 miles of home, and I can do circles in a different direction every time.
Yeah.
But that's okay as long as I feel like running up hills. Because if I want a flat route, it's just really boring. It's all on the road. But if I don't mind going up the hills, it's a bit more interesting.
Yeah, I think what I'll have to start doing is just getting on a bus, going somewhere.
Oh, that's not a bad idea.
And then I have to run back, so I don't get a choice. I can't get bored and stop.
That's a good
I'll be
idea.
in the middle of nowhere.
Your dog doesn't like running much, does he?
He doesn't.
No. My dog would come with me wherever I run. Not sure he'd like going on a bus, but...
No, he likes to sprint.
Yeah.
Lie on the floor, sprint again. Lie on the floor, sprint again. Done.
Yeah, it's not useful for marathon training, is it?
Not at all. And his sort of jogging pace that he will happily trot along at is slower than my running pace. So I have to kind of pull him, which just makes it unnecessarily hard. But yeah, we run when it's raining.
When it's raining?
Because he hates the rain.
Oh, okay.
So if I say to him, do you want to go home? He goes... he actually nods and then he runs home. Yeah. That's the only time I can get him moving.
So going on a bus in the rain.
Yeah, I won't want to do that though. We only go out in the rain by accident.
But I've got a marathon on my list and a bodybuilding competition on the list, but they don't go together. You can't train for both at once.
No.
You can't have skinny legs like a marathon runner if you in a bodybuilding competition.
No. So, yeah, this is why I'm sticking to halves as well. Cause
there's that as well.
You can sort of balance that
You can.
It's a bit more achievable.
Yeah. Do you think you'll ever compete in bodybuilding? Or is that more of a...
No, I'd like to, but I like food too much. So
that is the hardest bit.
Dropping the weight.
I like food too much.
I can do the bulking, that's fine. Eat the food, lift the weights, that's I can do that. But yeah, the dieting afterwards.
Yeah, I put the weight back on pretty quick after it. Didn't stay off.
Yeah, it's like this is me trying to be as slim as possible because I'm about to go on holiday. And if I eat any less than I'm eating, I will die.
Yeah.
And I'm eating a lot.
Yeah.
I have like 4 meals a day and snacks in between and stuff. So, and I'm still hungry.
Yeah.
All the time.
I don't like dieting very much. It's, I don't know, it's just hard, isn't it? It's just...
Yeah, you get tired. You just have no energy, so you're just tired and you don't want to do anything.
I find that I just don't think about it. I'll be making food for the kids and I'm just like putting stuff in my mouth. Why did you do that? I don't know. Just felt like it. Just felt like eating crackers and cheese while I'm making something.
Yeah, I'm alright at that. I don't snack, but if I'm hungry, I will eat.
Yeah.
I just go find stuff. Usually quite healthy stuff, which is good.
Yeah, I do. I have a lot of healthy snacks in, but things like nuts and hummus and things, they're healthy, but they're not good for the diet.
No, I do eat a lot of peanuts.
Yeah.
But I do have low blood pressure.
Oh, okay.
And my doctor actually said, eat more salt.
Oh, really?
Okay. Salted peanuts it is.
Why not? Yeah, I like those chili coated ones.
Too spicy for me.
No, I love those.
I can't do spicy. Food that fights back.
Yeah, Joseph sort of challenge me to make food progressively spicier and spicier to see how hot it had to be before we had to stop. So you actually get used to it. The more spicy food you eat, the more you get used to it. So now we can order the spicier stuff off the Indian menu, which is nice. All that stuff that I'd never tried before because I thought it was too spicy.
But you're not tempted to put a really spicy chilli in his food and not yours and go, what? There's nothing wrong with it.
Not like me.
I am. I would do that.
You're never cooking for me. Oh, baking. Baking's a hobby. I like baking too.
Yeah. I used to do a lot of that, but then I tried to turn it into a business.
Oh no.
And it stressed me out. It stressed me out so much I don't do it anymore.
Oh, you used to love baking.
Yeah. Sculpting little things out of fondant and sugar and things.
Can I stick a photo of your wedding cake up here when I'm editing?
Yeah.
Yeah. Your wedding cake was awesome.
Thank you.
I loved it. But my cakes are not as pretty, but they taste good. I'll stick up a photo of a cake that I've made as well. I've done a chocolate one with just a big heap of strawberries on the top. Wasn't very pretty, but it was really tasty.
It sounds pretty. Chocolate cake with strawberries.
Yeah, it was all kind of, I don't know, it was lumpy, but it was lumpy. It wasn't pretty, but it tasted good.
Yeah, I think the last cake I made was for a friend's birthday because she'd made me one for my 40th.
Oh, okay.
And tried to make it really pretty. She put a fairy garden on the top and made a little dragon, but it was like a 2-year-old had done it. She made some little fairies, but didn't put them on the cake because they were so bad.
Oh.
She was laughing at herself to the point that she almost couldn't carry the cake. So she brought it, she put it down, and then she went, and I've got these. And she still refused to put them on. And then it was her birthday a few weeks later, so I made loads of cupcakes.
Yeah.
So I made a few really nice ones, and then made replicas of the hilarious fairies and put them on all the rest.
Cute.
But apparently her fairies took her about 20 minutes each to make, and I did them in 5 minutes.
That's a lot of effort she put in for you. That's really sweet.
I kept the little dragon that she put on it.
Yeah.
I've got that. He lives on a little tinfoil island in my kitchen now because that was okay. It's recognisable as a dragon.
Cute. Yeah, I'd probably be the same if I tried to actually make anything. I don't really do decorating. I do, I'll get some little rice paper flowers or something and put that around, or I might spell out somebody's name in sweets. I've done that before.
Yeah.
For my niece, I decided to put her name. It's quite a long name, and I thought I would write every letter, just sort of scrape it into the icing, and then sprinkle little hundreds and thousands things into the letters. That was a terrible idea because they went everywhere when I tried to sprinkle them. So I had to get tweezers and place each one into every letter across the whole cake. That took ages. It probably took me about an hour just to spell out the name, and it was meant to be just a quick sprinkle.
Yeah, hundreds and thousands are evil.
Yeah, I will not do that again. Never. No, I've done a name in Smarties as well, a shorter name. I can fit that in Smarties on a cake, but only if it's up to about 4 letters long.
Yeah. So I did a wedding cake for someone, and they wanted it Harry Potter-ish.
Just
right. A hint.
Okay, a hint of Harry Potter.
A hint of Harry Potter. So it had the topper on it just said always.
Yeah.
And then they had a few sort of Harry Potter-y colours.
Okay.
Just gently in the fondant, or like a marble effect. So each layer had one of the houses coloured on. But then the little gap between each layer where you've got the tiers. Bad at explaining things. I put gold hundreds and thousands around the top of each one as tiny little snitches.
Oh, cute.
And they got everywhere. I was finding them in my kitchen for months. Everywhere. I think I even found some in the bathroom.
See, that's quite normal around here. My kids move stuff all over the house. You'll find it everywhere. They had these little tiny stickers that, you know, like the tiny little crystals that you meant to stick on your eye makeup or something. They begged for some of those, so I got them a pack. They won't be having any more. So they were everywhere. They were stuck to the carpets and the furniture and the walls, and I found them in my bed. I don't know how they got there. Yeah. I think Gavin found some in his hair. And we're still finding those. This was last year on their birthday, I think, nearly a year ago, and we still occasionally find one. Then they were having small sticky things ever again.
It's like hair grips.
Yeah. We just lose those. We never find them again. They just get lost. I must have had hundreds, but they just vanish.
I always find them.
You've got all mine.
So I've never bought any, because whenever I go to the theatre, all the dancers lose them all.
Yeah.
And then round the gym, people lose them all. So I just take them home, put them in some disinfectant for a bit. And there you go. Mine now.
Well, I've bought. They come in packs of 50, so I bought over 100. Must have done, and they just vanish. So you've got more.
Yeah. Recycle, reuse.
Yeah, why not?
Most people pick them up and go, oh, it's in someone's hair, I don't want it.
I don't get that. What is the thing about being freaked out by people's hair?
I don't know.
You're always told at school, don't share hairbrushes with anybody. Well, but why? I mean, how dirty do you think they are? Unless you've got a friend who rolls in the mud every day or something. Why not share a hairbrush?
Hair is clean.
Usually, I would hope so.
So one of my jobs at work is getting the hair out of the showers.
Yeah.
And the lifeguards watch me do it, and they go, and I'm just like, it's in the shower.
I mean, it's been washed. It's not that bad, is it?
And it's been washed within the last day or two, so it's fine.
It looks a bit gross when it's all soggy, but it's not
Clean
that
hair
bad,
in
is
a
it?
ball. It's fine. Other hobbies. I climb.
Oh, okay. Indoor, outdoor, both?
Indoor bouldering climbing.
Okay.
So the routes are more like short puzzles.
Yeah.
So they're hard to do, but they're only about 7 to 10 feet tall.
Yeah.
And I'm currently a grade 4 after about a year of climbing.
Okay.
Not bad. Could be better.
Yeah.
But I'm short. Because my husband is 6'1", so he can go, I can reach.
Finds that a lot easier, does he then? Yeah.
I have to jump for things. So climbs that they're called dynamic climbs or dynos that you have to jump for. There are a lot more of them for me.
Yeah.
I have to do a lot more jumping, which requires more power and bravery.
Yeah.
That's the bit that trips me up, because I'm like, it's there. I need to get up there.
Yeah.
But if I miss it, I'll be down there.
I've not been climbing for a really long time. I did a bit of climbing probably about 20 years ago. Some of my flatmates at university used to climb, so I went with them, and we went outdoor climbing, which was really nice. Lovely to get out in the countryside and do some exercise, but I've not been for years.
Yeah.
I've never really done indoor, apart from, I don't know, did we do indoor when we went on holiday with school? I think we did outdoor, didn't we?
Yeah, at Whitehall.
Yeah, I'm not sure I've ever done indoor then. Maybe once or twice.
To come up one day.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
You can rent climbing shoes.
I'll give it a go.
Yeah. Teach you how to get up some stuff.
Yeah. Maybe I'm tall enough to reach.
Maybe.
Not so much jumping.
You probably are, actually. Tiny like me. Yeah, but some of it makes it easier.
Well, being smaller.
Yeah, because some of the climbs you've got, like the hand holds and the feet holds are quite close together, and I can sit there quite comfortably while I work out where I'm going next. But Jason's like, this is really uncomfortable, and he drops off.
Yeah.
So sometimes I win. There's a few that he can't start.
Oh, really?
Because they're on like an overhang on the ground.
Yeah.
So you can sit on the floor,
get
your hands and feet in place, but then you've kind of got to lift your hips.
Yeah.
but because he's already so bunched,
Yeah.
he's got
can't
nowhere
get
to
up.
go and he
Yeah.
can't get off the ground. So I like those. I have beaten you at something. Because he's like a level 6.
Oh, is he?
So he can do a lot more than I can.
Yeah, I'll have to come and give it a go.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm not very strong at the moment. I haven't been in the gym enough.
Technique.
Yeah.
Technique. You don't need a massive amount of strength. The thing that'll probably annoy you is your fingers.
Yeah.
You'll be like, everything feels fine, but my fingers hurt. Because that's what I struggled with when I first started. It took me about 6 months to get to the point where I could climb well without dropping off because of my fingers. Yeah, you get weird calluses in weird places as well.
I have that with trying to do pull-ups. It just hurts right along there.
Yeah.
I can't seem to...
Proper chunky ones.
Yeah. Can't seem to get it so that I can actually do a pull-up and use the muscles in my back. I'm pulling and it's just my hands are hurting.
Pulling and squeezing.
Yeah, probably.
I don't need you to hang.
Yeah.
We'll have a go.
We will. We'll have a
finish,
go.
we'll have a go outside.
Pull-up bar outside. If I can, I'll put a clip of it in the video. Don't expect anything. probably not going to be here.
I play a lot of board games.
Yeah.
That might count as a hobby. We go to conventions.
Yeah.
Very nerdy.
That's okay. I like nerdy hobbies. We've been trying to find a D&D club for me and Joseph to go to. He played at school, but now he's homeschooled, so he's not in the club anymore. But he would like to join one. Yeah, I love D&D, but we don't actually know any DMs. And me and Joseph kind of tried playing just the two of us, but it's really hard to run a campaign with just one person.
Yeah. If you live closer, you could join us.
I know.
It's weird having a conversation on camera.
But no accent. You didn't do an accent.
Yay!
The reason we mentioned accents at the end was because Sarah has been in several shows where she had to do an American accent. And sometimes, if she's being filmed, she will accidentally start to sound American. But happily, this time, that wasn't the case. If you have any questions about anything else we were talking about, please ask them in the comments. See you soon.